about my brother, and I haven't practiced this, so
When am I?
there we are. So when my brother was in preschool, there was a kid in his class named Jack, and Jack was a biter. And one day, I heard the story from my mother, I should be clear, but Patrick came home and said, "Can we have Jack over for a play date sometime?" And my mother said, "Wow, my son is this compassionate, wonderful individual reaching out to this young man who is clearly so troubled." And she said, "Of course, Patrick." And Patrick said, "Good. Come here, I have something to show you." And took her out into the backyard where he saw the hole that he had dug in the backyard and covered up with sticks and dry grass. And my mom was like, "Oh, that wasn't what I had in mind." But this is Patrick, right? Where other people see problems, Patrick sees a call to action. And now, to be fair, the trap in this case probably would not have held a hard-boiled egg, never mind a healthy, strong-jawed preschooler. But it's the thought that I'm getting after here. That when Patrick sees his problem, he sees a solution and he acts on it. And all his life, he's been like that. Other people buy a guitar and let it gather dust while they dream about what their life will be like when they finally find the time to practice. And Patrick buys a guitar and becomes like a rock star. Other people avoid the squishy spot in their bathroom floor until they have a 5-figure water disaster and a bathtub in their basement. But Patrick tears it down to the studs and rebuilds it exactly like he wants to. Other people dream about the travel that they'll do someday when their life isn't complicated and when they have time. And Patrick says, "Hey, have you heard of this thing called the Mongol Rally?" And faster than you can say, "Wait, what?" He's in a tiny, dodgy car driving across Eurasia, sending us beautiful photos and hilarious blog entries and terrifying text messages that say things like, "Need phone number for U.S. Embassy in Kiev," or "Have reached Lake Baikal in Siberia. It is beautiful and cold and there are wolves." So my whole life, Patrick's been my little brother, and it is rare that a person learns how to be cool from their little brother. But I learned how to be cool from mine, because Patrick really taught me, just by the example of his life, that the way to be cool is not to try and act cool, but to find what it is that you love and what you know to do, and do it. And don't let yourself be distracted by dreaming about what might be when you get good at it, but just put one foot in front of the other and keep practicing your bar chords and tear down that drywall and buy a tiny, crappy car and drive east until you hit Korea. And you make this amazing life. And so in the first Friday of 2014, I was doing a show and I came off stage, so I didn't have my phone with me, and when I came off stage and checked my phone, I had messages on every conceivable medium. I had text messages, and I had GChat messages, and I had Facebook chat messages, and I had email, and I had missed calls with voicemail. And they were all from Patrick, and they all said the same thing. They said, "I have to tell you about this woman I just went out with. She is cute, and she is smart, and she knows how to make a drum kit. And her name is Kat, and I cannot wait to go out with her again. And I cannot wait until you meet her." And listening to this voicemail, cramped backstage, I was like, I'm going to be telling this story at their wedding. And here I am. And so the song I have to do is only sort of tangentially connected to this, but it boils down to the idea that, you find what you can do and you do it. And now I'm a singer. I can't play anything. I can't play the recorder. I can't play the xylophone. It's not good. I can barely play. I laugh. It's not good. But I can sing, And I have a song here that I used to listen to when I was a teenager, and Patrick probably knows, and it's kind of on the theme of, you know, growing up and realizing that people around you are also growing up, and maybe you can't think of them as the little kid that they've always been in your life. And my friend Amy, who sings with me, is here to help me out. Because the guitarist I usually go to for this sort of thing is busy. Do you want to share this one, or do we want to do?
You're live.
Are we live? Okay, go ahead. I know this real well. Amy needs the lyrics. No judgment. So. There are pirates in their fetid galleons, daggers in their skivvies, with infected, tattooed fingers and a blunderbuss or two. Signs of scurvy in their eyes and only mermaids on their minds. It's from them that I'd expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat, it's F word this and F word that. I can't control how you young people talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. There are lumberjacks in Kodiak vacationing in Anchorage, enamored with their pine tar soup and caribou shampoo, with 7 weeks back pay stuffed in their aromatic woolens. It's from them that I'd expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat, it's F word this and F word that. I can't control how you young people talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. There are jocks who think that God himself is drooling in the bleachers in a cold November downpour with a belly full of brew, whose entire grasp of heaven has a lot to do with football. It's from them that I'd expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat, it's F word this and F word that. I can't control how you young people talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. There are communist musicians with their filthy pinko lyrics who destroy the social fabric and enjoy it when they do, with their groupies and addictions and their poor heartbroken parents. It's from them that I'd expect to hear the F word,